Macaulay. Now, in areas under the control of Russian troops since the start of the conflict, civilians there still live in fear of reprisal attacks by Ukrainian forces. The city of Melitopol is one such area. Russia took charge of it shortly after its military operation began, with troops providing humanitarian aid to locals who lack basic necessities. A German journalist recently visited, and speaking to RT, Thomas Rupert said locals were still afraid to openly support Russia in fear of reprisals from radical groups.
When we went to a square with hundreds of people, there were like maybe 5 or 6 who were against the Russian operation, and they were really not afraid of anything. They screamed at the Russian soldiers. They searched for any camera and microphone to tell everybody how angry they are. But the rest, so hundreds of people, were quite calm, and they just whispered in the ears of the soldiers or the journalists, "Thank you that you are here. Please don't leave." They were really afraid to show that they support the Russian operation, because everybody who knows Ukraine after Maidan knows it. We know the burning of nearly 50 people in Odessa in May 2014. Many people, well, in the West, it's not known. I wrote an article in 2019 about 13 people who were in the opposition criticizing the government of Poroshenko, then critical journalists who were just killed in Ukraine. These are things that people in the West don't know. People in Ukraine know it. They don't have to explain it. So if you know Ukraine, you know what they mean when they say we are afraid if the Russians are leaving. And we will be identified as people who somehow supported the Russians, or at least were even not against the Russians.
Well, Thomas Rupert also spoke to locals in Melitopol about how they've been faring in the city amidst all that turmoil.
The people really told me, and I was also surprised because I especially asked them about their opinion and their experience with Russians and Ukrainian soldiers. And many told me about robbery and things like that done by the Ukrainians, especially before leaving a town. And I didn't hear any complaints about the Russian soldiers. Of course, there were people who were not happy when their house was damaged, but no complaints about concrete Russian soldiers. All the people told me the Russians are behaving correctly, trying to help, even giving medicine if they have. So really, I didn't hear any complaint about concrete Russian soldiers, but I heard many complaints about the Ukrainian soldiers, whether it was Ukrainians shooting at civilians, whether it was robbery, and so on. And this is also something I didn't expect. I thought I would hear at least something about some complaints about the Russians, but there was really nothing. So this was, also somehow impressive, especially in Volnovakha, a city which is nearly not known in the West, but which is, of course, smaller than Mariupol, but as destroyed as Mariupol. And the Ukrainians, before leaving, on purpose, fired with tanks at the hospital.